Let's go.
Welcome home to 42 Geek Street, your guide to the world of the geek for that little bit of geek in all of us. Hi, I'm Ren, and that's Mike assisting me.
Yes, I am.
You're a great assistant. On today's episode, we've got the Comic Quarterly, Cosplay on Wheels. But first, we're going to head to Armageddon on our little media day that we get to go to.
Yes.
And we got to speak to Jason Spisak.
It took him so long to get that right.
Yeah, it did.
Hi guys, Ron here with Jason Spisak.
Yeah, well, close enough. Spisak.
No, I'm going to say that again.
Yeah.
I'm going to say that again.
No,
That's
I like it. It's
Spisak,
perfect.
Yeah. We'll keep that in
No,
then.
keep it in.
Yeah, it has to keep
rolling.
in. We keep it on rolling. So you said you could talk about anything, so far away.
Yes, anything. Man, I'll tell you what, the weather outside here is fabulous. And on top of that, you should have seen the series is going to be great. I prefer to talk about voiceover, though, I guess, because I'm here and that's what I do for a living.
Yeah, and how did you get into the voiceover work?
A crowbar. I was working on trying to get onto stand-up, things like that when I came to Los Angeles, and it was a very, very tough business, but I've always been good at doing cartoon voices when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I'd always sit too close to the television and do bad impressions of those voices, and kept at it and at it and at it and at it and at it. And after 15 years of trying, I now have what some people call a career.
Yes, no, and you've done quite a bit.
Close. Yeah.
Yeah, you've done quite a bit as well. So
Yeah.
Wally West is probably the most recent one that you've done for a while now, the voice of Wally West.
Yeah. Kid Flash on Young Justice was an incredible time with a cast of characters that we all know and love their voices as well, like Nolan North and Kari Payton. And on that show, we tried to take a more realistic turn because you had seen like Teen Titans Go. Prior to that was a little more on the cartoon side.
Yeah.
And Young Justice was a bit more straight out of the comic book. The way the animation style was, the storylines are more complicated. We're talking about teenagers first that are superheroes second.
Yeah, which is actually when the comic book is at its best. It's when it's doing that. Yeah,
it is, and that is when the show is at its best, when you're doing that, and the action happens anyway while you're writing these storylines, and they have to kind of have that happen to them at the same time that they have all this going on internally. And Wally, being the lovable douchebag, for lack of a better word, is an absolute joy and a treasure to have performed and seen him grow as a character through the Young Justice series, and then finding the love of his life in Artemis, and they really treated that with respect and the complication that it so deserved, and what love is like. It's this elastic thing, and then it can have loss too, and the fans were incredibly supportive, and they want the show to come back, and there's nothing that I can do or any of us can do, but we're kind of hoping for maybe a reboot someday, but there's no signs of that, absolutely zero at this point, sadly.
And now you also did voice work in Clone Wars as well.
Yeah. Actually, I played Lux in Clone Wars. Ahsoka, no. Basically, any character who's loved somebody they're not allowed to love, and then it gets ruined. That's me. So Razor and Green Lantern, Aya, and Wally and Artemis.
You've been voice typecast.
Basically, voice typecast
Unlucky
as
in Love.
Unlucky in Love. That is correct. As the Lonely Heart.
And you also do voice work in games now, which is become a bigger and bigger industry as well.
Oh, it is. It's eclipsed the film industry in terms of dollars. I mean, I was in Uncharted Golden Abyss and played Drake's buddy Dante in a backstory about his life. It's kind of a prequel game. In Fallout New Vegas, I got to play Volpes and Kolta. I've gotten to play in Xenosaga, Wilhelm. I've gotten to play in Final Fantasy on Bart's. I mean, I get to play a lot of great characters. I mean, they're not leads, but I'm not a lead. I would prefer to play the character who's fun to listen to, or the character who's who's just a good fun to have around that makes the game fun to play. So.
Yeah, it's that quirky character that people
Sure.
tend to connect with and
Right.
sort of see the hero through their eyes.
Whatever
type
that
thing.
happens to
It's
sound
a lot of
like.
interesting.
I mean, not that Wilhelm is the kind of character you want to connect with. I mean, just clarify.
It depends.
Right, exactly. But
And
the,
are
the
you
variety is that I get to play in games is the exciting thing to me.
And are you a
I mean,
gamer
I'm in
yourself?
Shadows of Mordor. I mean, but I'm playing an orc, so it's completely different, you know. And so it's almost like a game. Where's Waldo? It's like, where's Jason in this game? Can you find me in? You play Elder Scrolls Online?
I haven't yet. No.
Okay, I'm 6 characters, and if you can find them all, just tweet me what they are.
Okay.
I'll give you a reward.
Oh, we'll put up the Twitter here so that people can
Good luck.
see that.
Yeah.
And, have
if
a
you
go
can
at
find
that.
all 6 characters that I am in that game, I'll find something to give you.
And are you yourself a gamer?
Well, I don't have as much time to game as I used to. I was a big NES gamer, okay, growing up with a Nintendo Entertainment
Oh, yeah?
System, right? So, I mean, Metroid, and that was when I hit my gaming phase
Yeah.
and have a family and a career and all that stuff. And so
Oh, that all gets in the way, doesn't it?
I
Yeah.
picture me going back to my roots as a gamer probably in the next couple of years. So
Yeah, once the kids sort of grow up a
Yeah.
little bit and
Yeah,
that
yeah,
they
yeah.
want to play games themselves. Oh, yeah, I
Exactly.
can play the Wii with you. Get them on the Wii early.
But yeah,
and
well, I'm
then-
playing Minecraft with my girls right now.
Yeah, no,
All the time.
Yeah,
That's,
no.
I mean,
that's a good transition game.
yeah,
to
they're
get into
younger,
it, yeah.
so you know, but there's a building aspect to it, and we're always in there having fun. So it is a part of human culture now. It's part of the fabric.
Yeah.
The way that cartoons became a part of the fabric when I was growing up, and
Yeah.
now the games are that type of, you know, they're built into our lives now. So no, inescapable.
Cool. Well, thank you very much for being on our show. It's been a
Yeah.
pleasure chatting to you, and
bet.
good luck with the rest of the convention. And
Thanks.
back to you guys in the studio.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Ron. Now, Jason Spisak, he was a really nice guy. When we had a chat afterwards, like even after the interview, we talked for like another 10 minutes. He had so much information. He was really great.
No, always nice to meet someone like that.
Yeah, it's just unfortunate you only give the celebrities in blocks of time, but definitely a good guy. If you ever get to see him, definitely go have a chat if you can.
Yeah.
Right now, though, we're going to go to a break, and after the break, we're going to check out the Comic Quarterly.
Mood Dice for you at home. The dice that tells you what mood you're in. Whether you're feeling cool or if you're feeling hot. The dice, get it in stores while it's hot for sale. Get it before it goes cold.
Ah, hello there. At X Club for Geeks, we'll show you what and what equals that.
Hey Mike, I know we've got our spam that's ham in a can, but I don't know, I'm just not feeling it tonight. Not with this. It's missing something.
It's just not classy.
That's classy. That's ham in a glass.
That's glam.
Welcome back, everybody.
Whoa.
Oh, yep.
That guy hasn't got his beer yet.
Oh, yeah. You ready? Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Yep. Welcome back, you two. And we're going to go down to Gasolina and we're going to check out the Comic Quarterly. And while you were down there having a chat with them, they were able to give us
Issue 1.
and issue 2 to give away on the show.
That's right, you combine these together and it becomes one prize pack. Thank you to Melbourne Comics. So what you need to do, once again, is get onto the Facebook page and follow the details there, and you can win this glorious prize.
But right now, let's go to Gasolina and let's hear about the whole thing.
Hey guys, it's Mike here out the front of Gasolina down at DFO South Wharf, and we're covering the Melbourne Comics Quarterly issue number 1. So we're going to speak to a few of the guys and see what it's all about. Come on in. Okay, I'm here with Matt, one of the brains behind Quarterly for this issue. So Matt, what was it like working on this issue, and how do you feel it's going to help the Melbourne scene?
Well, it was a real honour to be invited, actually. I think this is a really good showcase for a lot of work which is happening in Australia at the moment. So my part really was just to take what I was already doing and chuck it in.
Yeah, nice and easy.
Yeah. So,
This is the brains behind Pokey the Rabbit, Steve Boyd.
Hi,
Hi.
how are ya?
I'm good. So, what were your thoughts working on the quarterly, considering it's kind of a new story for the book?
Well, it's funny, it came together really quickly because, this is an idea that these guys had talked about over drinks and stuff, and it came together really quickly. They just basically said, hey, we've got some spare pages, do you want to put some of your stuff in here? And I was like, sounds great. So, it literally went from an idea around drinks to fruition in the space of about a month. So it's been a really quick turnaround. So in terms of working on it, these are pages that I already had ready for my own book,
Yep.
which I've been working on gradually over the last year or so. And I think it's in terms of what was the second part of the question? What's gonna
How it affects the scene for Melbourne?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope it shows people that there's some good work coming out of Melbourne. I love the work of all of the guys that are in the book, so I think that's really positive, and the reaction so far has been really good. I hope that we can get more people involved and put more of these out, and also I think like making a regular publication that is of a high quality, like a world-class kind of quality, I think is really important. So it's good to show the world that we're here and we're doing this stuff.
And a very quick question with the brains behind Falling Star. How are you, sir?
Good, thanks. How are you?
I'm very good. Now, how do you think this is going to help with the industry in Melbourne? I mean, how do you think this little showcase is going to work to, expose people to more of the Melbourne artists?
Well, I think it's just this just great opportunity to sort of make people aware that there is something happening in Melbourne, and that there's a lot of enthusiastic people that are happening, and hopefully just bring attention to the huge amount of creatives that are working not just in Melbourne but everywhere, and that it is possible to sort of for people to get interested in sort of locally produced stuff or nationally produced stuff as well, and that's it really.
All right, now you've got a new story in the book. You've written a Killaroo story. How'd you find that experience?
Well, I've always had a bit of a fascination with Killaroo because he's a hybrid of man and animal, and so with my story, I wanted to focus on the just eternal struggle. It's a good sort of reflection of ourselves because we're man and animal in one. So I wanted to focus on the eternal struggle between those two, and who dominates at what time, and the uses and disadvantages of each of his his conflicting natures.
And the big tail.
And the big tail. Yeah.
And we're here with the mastermind from above, Craig Bruin. How are you, sir?
I'm very good, thanks, mate. Yourself?
Very good. Now, how are you feeling about the quarterly? I mean, how do you think this will make an impact on the Melbourne scene?
Well, I mean, expectations at the moment trying to be relatively conservative, but the hope is that it should be really, really good for the Melbourne comic scene and Australian comics in general as we start to, I guess, showcase a lot more talent that seems to be in this whole burgeoning industry at the moment.
Which is great. There's a lot more coming out, including, do you reckon I can get a chance of getting into one of these books?
Well, there's certainly limitations. I think we might draw the line at, but no, in all seriousness, I think the idea is to try and make it as accessible as possible. Obviously, we picked a couple of titles just because we knew each other, I guess, to try and launch it, just to give people an idea for what it's about. And then as people get more familiar with it, the idea is is to get more and more people on board who normally wouldn't get the kind of exposure that this kind of book would bring. So yeah, it's hopeful.
Well, hopefully it'll go fantastic today and continue on. So good luck with it all.
Thank you very much, mate.
Cheers. Hey guys, it's Mike here, and I'm here with Neville Howard, the powers behind Melbourne Comics. How are you, Nev?
Very good, very good. It's Sunday and I'm not hungover.
So that's a good sign, everybody. See, guarantee it. So you are like the doyen behind this. Is there a group of you behind this?
Oh, look, that's a bit flattering. I started the idea and I spoke to a few friends and it became what it is today. Alana does most of the work anyway. So the concept was really, we were all sitting around a table saying, we've done panels and we've hosted a few events where the intent of it is actually just to expose the artists and the creators across the boundaries that we as artists, we as creators find as a challenge. So that's what started it all, which was good.
Because you guys have been around for about a year now, promoting.
That's right. So the website launched on the 10th of February with the content from previous Australia Day event.
Yep.
And it just grew from there. Every person in Melbourne who's open-minded and positive to idea and contributing to it helped it to where it is today.
No, it's awesome, and it's a great looking comic, so we should just hold that up because you want to do the honours?
Yeah, sure.
So you can see, really nice quality, great colours, everything right there. So how did the idea for the quarterly come around?
Well, what we wanted to do is we've got so many informal launches throughout the year. You've got the big events like Supernova and Oz Comic Con and Armageddon, but then what happens is every guy's got his own little event on the side, and by little I mean you're restricted to the network and your exposure. And we said, well, let's use this as an opportunity to put them all together and expose it to readers who don't traditionally buy local books. Because if you think about it, if you think about comics, you think about DC, Marvel, Image, and you don't think about local stuff. And we don't have that challenge in Australia anymore with regard to beer. You get craft beers that are great. Music, you get local bands that are great. But we got to change the mentality of creators and art. And if we actually make the book in a size, in a format, and at a price point that's affordable, readers who don't necessarily buy local stuff can use this as a jump-on point because it's the start of all the new stories of local artists.
Yeah, I mean, you've got a lot of local stories that are currently on at the moment, and is there any new stories in there as well?
There is, definitely. So the book is really half off, like the milk. It's it's half established stories. We've got Bulletproof Kid by Matt Cain, we've got Killaroo by Darren Close, Falling Star by Chris Rue, and From Above by what's the guy's name? Craig Brain. Yeah. But then also we have new stuff. The Killaroo's an unpublished story. We got Pokey from Steve Boyd, and we've already got guys like Bobby N lined up for the next issue. So it's going to be a good rotation of fresh stuff that people haven't seen before.
And that'll be great because you're getting people, onto existing stories, but onto new stuff as well. It's a great little book that's just giving you a taste of everything.
Yeah, definitely. And depending on how it's picked up, it's a positive thing what we're doing, right? But if people engage in it, if people go to the comic shops and buy this, we'll have a second one by the end of the year that's got another tier of artists and writers who maybe aren't as established, but they want to actually use this as a profile and as exposure because we want to maximize the footprint of what the book's about. So the second book will piggyback on this and by association have that exposure.
Yeah, I think I may have hit you guys up on this as well. Yeah, I got to get something published eventually.
Yeah, you'll have to get past the liner, but that's fine. Just buy a beer.
Yeah, that's right. No, this is great, and thank you for talking to us today, and I hope it really goes well for you guys.
Oh, look, it's going to be great, and thanks for the support. You guys have been exposing us. That's great.
We love to expose people.
You've been promoting us since day one as well, so it's great to have the support of local initiatives like you around to back us up and add to the credibility of what we're trying to achieve.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, and get in there and sell some comics.
After the first beer.
Yeah, that's right.
All right, thanks guys.
Back to the studio.
What do cosplayers do between conventions? I'll find out after the break with Amy.
That's classy. That's ham in a glass.
That's glam. Car suction. With the power of science, if you need to get into a car without it slowing down, car suction. Car suction. When you got to get into your friend's car without it slowing down, car suction is the way. Classy. Suction with class. Glam.
Ah, hello there. Here at X Club for Geeks, we like to show you the U, the Y, the 1, the 2, the 3. At X Club for Geeks, we'll show you how it all lands together.
Oh, wow, was nicht so classy. Glam.
Let's get it on.
Neapolitan ice cream, favourite flavour?
Vanilla.
Vanilla? Why vanilla?
I don't know, I just like it.
Yeah, do you just like take out the vanilla part and just leave the strawberry and the
Oh,
chocolate?
I leave the strawberry, take the chocolate and vanilla.
Yeah, nice work. What's your favourite movie?
That would be The Labyrinth.
Why is that?
I don't know, when I was a little girl, like all the glitter and David Bowie, it was just really captivating.
Was it Bowie?
Oh yes, Bowie, definitely.
That was the draw card?
Oh yeah, couldn't get enough of David Bowie.
Wasn't the Muppets?
Oh, I love the Muppets too, great work with that. I love the crossover between working with humans and puppets in one movie, it was really cool.
It is cool.
Yep.
In Neapolitan, favourite flavour in Neapolitan ice cream?
Vanilla.
Vanilla?
Vanilla.
Why vanilla?
I just like vanilla.
Do you think they should just take out...
The other two? Yeah, definitely.
Then you could just buy vanilla on its own.
I do that.
Okay. Favourite TV show?
Walking Dead / Game of Thrones.
Walking Dead.
I picked two. I'm sorry, but it's so hard.
Walking Game of Thrones.
Walking Game of Thrones. Yeah.
Excellent. I haven't watched that one, but I'm sure that it's really good.
It's epic.
Yeah.
I like it.
Absolutely. So Walking Dead for the horror.
The horror, the storylines, the character development.
And what about what about Game of Thrones?
God, just conniving, backstabbing. Love it.
The drama.
The drama.
Absolutely.
Drama. Yeah.
That's great. Thanks very much
No,
for that.
Of course.
Thank you, Nath. I feel a whole heap better getting the information that he's gathering for the show.
Take note, people. This is important stuff.
Hard-hitting stuff. And right now, we're going to go to Cosplay on Wheels. And this is a really good example of what some cosplayers can do when they're waiting for the conventions to kick in or the convention season.
That's right. There's only 4 a year, so they've got something to do, something in between.
Yeah, that's right. So let's hit the Cosplay on Wheels right now.
Hey everyone! So, first cosplay problems. We have all these amazing costumes. We go to a convention maybe a few times a year, and the rest of the time our costumes just sit in the wardrobe, looking awesome, haunting us. So, what can we do in the meantime? I'm here at Cosplay on Wheels with Amy, the event organiser, to find out. Hi Amy, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
So, what gave you the idea for this Cosplay on Wheels event?
Well, they were doing, there's a few events every now and then just for cosplay. And there's normally cosplay on ice, which has been going for a few times now. And so it's like, why not come here and, get our wheels on?
It makes perfect sense. So what sort of things go into organising an event like this? Like who do you have to contact? What kind of publicity do you have to do for it?
Well, basically all I did was post it up on Facebook, made a Facebook event, and then I posted it on the Melbourne cosplay community, the Victorian cosplay family page, and it basically went from there. People who wanted to come along said they're going, maybe,
Awesome. The power of Facebook. It's a wonderful thing. So who are you dressed as today, Amy?
Well, I'm dressed up as Harleen Quinzel. Basically, she's Harley Quinn, but before she met the Joker, working at Arkham Asylum.
How do you think she would feel about being on roller skates?
She would have an absolute ball, just rolling around and being crazy.
Awesome. And did much work go into putting this together?
I've had this costume for a while. It's it's a lot of fun just to put on.
Well, thanks so much for talking with us. Thanks for organising the event. And let's go and see what else we can see. Thanks.
And that was Cosplay on Wheels. So thanks again, guys, for having us down.
Definitely.
Yeah. And you know what, Ren? Great little thing. Now, Melbourne Comics Quarterly, right? Now, you may spot that down the bottom of there, it's got a little something called That Bulletproof Kid. Now, does anyone remember that from last season?
I do.
Well, I was part of that. Yes, I was. But jump on these books as well. And you also got a story in there which is about Larry. Now, you may remember Larry from last season as well, from the Radioactive Lounge. And it's a bit of a story about him. So get on that and have some fun. But if you want these 2 copies and pay nada, don't forget to jump on the Facebook page, share, like, and of course, you know, join in the conversation. Say hi.
Share.
Share. Sorry. So we'll leave it there, and we'll see you next episode, guys.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that it?
Yep.
I thought you had another question for me.
No, that's it. Well,
I get one question. Is
One
that because I'm a
question.
writer and not an artist?
Well, not to be biased, but
I had to talk you into this. You know? I've probably taken up too much time, haven't I?
grab your beer. Get out of
Am I
here,
done?
you
Okay.
crazy kid.
Thank you.